when I haven't made this headphone part of the trade room. This is why I don't get what happened last month. Chantal, did you see my text? I need your help today. Don't you check your phone or your emails? I sent you a text. Let me see who I sent it to. Maybe I sent it to, yes, I sent it to you. 8:12. We need something. It'll take you a half hour, maybe. Good morning, Lou. No, today. Well, by noon. I need it by noon. Yeah, I sent the text. Good morning. Mark, did you get the high on gold about 20 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago? 15 minutes ago? Today is a holiday all over the world. The volume is low. Oh, see, I'll take magnet trades. That's how you and I differ. I'll do a magnet trade. I didn't even look at crude yet. Keep in mind, today is a massive holiday all over the world. Volumes, I would think, are low. Let me show you what I mean. Most countries celebrate Easter today, or it's like Monday Easter. I don't know. It's an extra Easter. Let's take a look. All my little boxes have been moved around. Somebody moved the cheese. Holiday in Switzerland, Great Britain, France, a European Union holiday, or Germany, Italy. So a lot of countries have holidays today. It'll affect things a little bit. I don't think opens get affected all that much. So let's get started. That's my name. I'm Lee Goldstein, Trading Director. Hey, Chantal, are we streaming this? Let me start over. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Oil Open, the NQ Open, 10-minute trades. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Mark, what time did you enter oil? 8 o'clock? Around 8 o'clock or earlier? Well, so oil, I guess you could say it got bullish around 7. It looked like it was going to do a magnet low trade, which would have stopped me out. I might have taken that trade to the short side. I might have. 735. It really looked like it was going to make a new low before that, and it didn't. That would have been, for me, possible stop out on a magnet. Now, would I have had anything to save me from that bad decision? Only a little bit of uneasiness in the squeeze, but not really. Not really. I think I would have possibly gotten stopped there. 704. Yeah, that's when it turned. That's when I would have gotten stopped. So, but maybe there were signals that would have protected me. So you never know if you're not watching everything at that time. Just commenting what I might have done, just looking at the chart, doesn't mean it was 100%. Hope everybody had a nice holiday. Now, I think oil's getting ready for a magnet trade. It's too far away. So I'm adding a magnet trade setup to the software if I can. If I can. If the price gets X ticks away from the high or the low, I'm going to have a setup that's automatic. I think it's actually a fantastic idea. A fantastic idea. My most brilliant idea. And we're working on an indicator strategy, something really new and really cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Chantal, I have to talk to you today, although I'm sure you don't have time. So I think you should just retire from 10-minute trades. You should just quit. It's time to quit. Who, what, where? So did everybody have a good weekend? Look at the NQ. Wow. What's going on in the world today? Nothing good. Nothing good. Only 2 mass shootings over the weekend, just 2. Keep those guns flowing, baby. Keep those automatic weapons flowing good. 2 mass shootings, one on Easter in a mall, and they let the guy off on house arrest because they said it was self-defense, which it might be. I mean, someone might have shot him in the mall and he just started shooting, randomly shooting. Only, what, 8 people were injured in that shooting, I think. 8 or 10. Easter, I mean, what was that, the mall shooting? What were they doing in the mall Easter morning or Easter? I have to check on the time of that shooting. Interestingly, both in the same state. Both mass shootings in the same state. That's kind of interesting. I think something like 36 people, if not more, were shot in the city of Philadelphia over the past, my son was telling me, I think it was the past 6 days or 5 days. It was like unbelievably crazy how many people got shot. And it might be 46, not 36. So I would create a constitutional amendment today. No one's allowed to have a gun. Slingshots. You can have slingshots. That's it. That's it. We're not responsible enough to have guns. And the Constitution doesn't allow for guns anyway. It's all a fraud. And then my second constitutional amendment would be no more free speech. If you lie, you go to jail. How about that? Right to jail. No parole. Tell a lie publicly about somebody or something, and then you go to jail. I guess you call that Russia. Let's get started. Let's get started. Make sure you rolled your oil, please. MCL 622. Oil is 622. Don't forget. Yes, I was talking to you. I said you should quit working for us. No, I said I need your help. I need your help today. I need something done like before noon. I need something done before noon. Yeah, right, Mark. Did anybody trade the gold open? Anybody trade the gold open? So The gold open. Mark, it all flows from me. Don't you get it now? What's the word? I am the, oh God, I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. Goofball? That might be it. No, let's look. You want to see the gold open? I'm the person that puts all the ideas together. I'm the facilitator, okay? I facilitate all the random crazy ideas that everybody around me comes up with. That's my job, facilitator. Okay, so my videos are still showing up in the wrong place. Let me find my gold open. The gold open. Oh, did I put the wrong date on it? I don't know. I think I did. Let me see. Maybe I didn't save it. Nope, this is the wrong one. All right, let me do it differently. Okay, I know where it is. GC open for 1822. Got it. Okay, here's what happened to me on the gold open. I was just testing it because I turned it on 3 minutes before the open. Gold had made a new high. You could see gold had done a beautiful magnet trade. Perfect. Right around here, you could have gotten long on that magnet trade. And this is not the right, yeah. Yeah, this is right. I guess I was there maybe a little bit earlier than I thought. Oh no, 820 is the open. What am I talking about? So here's the open. The signal was not that great because it was at a new high. The signal was a little bit delayed. I would have preferred, I thought it was going to go short, to be honest, but try not to analyze what's going to happen. I would have preferred a short signal. I took the first signal, it was a +8. Looked like it was going to work immediately. And then it just chopped around for minutes, for quite a while. So, and then there was another long signal, not that strong. So I thought maybe I was wrong. I used the ATR ×3 to come up with a ballpark stop. And I shrunk my targets because I knew I had to go into the oil room. And it hit my shrunken first target 6 ticks twice. So that's what happened to me on the gold open. It was pretty dull. I would say it was pretty dull. It was at a new high. It was at a new high. Excuse me. It was at a new high. Let's put oil. And I'm putting MCL on. Let me lower my sound. I guess it's too early in the morning for streaming. It's very quiet on YouTube. Don't forget, everyone, register. Excuse me. Let's get the strategy on. Template. Okay, gold open, oil open. Okay, 8, target of 1 is 8. Second target is 40, looking for a runner, not expecting it. Let me look at the oil ATR, excuse me, and get a stop and see what we think. When I got here, oil was pretty quiet, but I hadn't looked back very far. So if you look at 7 o'clock, oil's started to change direction. But we're not analyzing it, so it doesn't really matter for the way we trade the open. Mark, you have a 12. Let's see what my ATR has. So my oil ATR is like a 10. It would have been a 12 a half an hour ago. So 10 and a half. So we'll say 32 ticks on the stop. ATR times 3. A good tip from Mark. ATR times 3 seems to work really well with gold and oil. Hey, how's this sound? How's this sound? I'm using different headset, completely different. And okay, so 30 is the stop. We're going to make it 32. Let's go 33, in between 30 and 36. Targets of 8 and 40. If my first target is hit, I'm going to move my stop to break even -4. But the only catch, the big catch is, do you want to enter using the long range button or the short range button? Meaning, do you want to let the market come to you after the signal? Let's say I want to go long here. Let's say short. So don't click the short button. That puts you in the market immediately. Click the one-click range short button. And then the market has to come to you. Excuse me. My throat is shot this morning. So that's a decision we're going to have to make, because that's 2 ways to enter. Okay? It's 2 ways to enter. So I redid my one chart, and redoing the chart fixed my VWAP. So now my VWAP shows up. So I'm trading MCL. It's a holiday today. I'm not dying to trade today. A lot of countries are closed. But I'm trading live on MCL. Just one contract each. I want to start getting my feet wet. Let me kill the mic for a second. Wow. My throat really hurts. Not COVID type hurts. Man, I can't wait until Bosch Legacy starts. And I hate spin-offs, but I love Titus Welliver. He was amazing in Deadwood. And then my second most favorite show, my most favorite show that I've ever seen, maybe one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, Atlanta. If you haven't watched Atlanta, it's the most amazing show. Absolutely incredible. Really funny. Not always funny, serious too, but just great, amazing writing and acting. Oh my God, Mark. I love the Glovers. I loved his father, Danny Glover. Danny Glover was always a phenomenal, phenomenal actor, and he's the showrunner. He's his father. Are they not related? Is that true? I didn't look it up to see if they were related or not. I just assumed they were related. That's really funny. That's funny. That's crazy because they have a lot of the same qualities, as people. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, no, you know what? When I think about it, Danny Glover looks very different from from Ron. Is it Ron? I forget his first name. Is it Ronald? Steven? I didn't get to the reparations episode yet. I'm not that far. I'm only on season two. I'm only on season two. I'm on the season where they went to. I'm on the episode I just finished where they went to get the piano. Darius goes to get the piano. That guy, he is an amazing actor. Oh my God, he's so good. He is amazing. And I love Paperboy. Paperboy just kills me. It's just the music, the whole music thing in the show just really touches home with me. It's so good. It's so good. So funny. Donald Glover, right? Oh, the barbershop episode. Oh my God. The guy who played the barber was so good. That guy was so funny. I've never seen anything so well written. I mean, I have. There's other great shows, but it's great. It's great. Absolutely. I mean, when season three came back after 4 years, I had never watched it. But the reviews of the first two episodes of season three were so good that it got me really, really interested. Okay, wait a minute. So, who's Childish Gambino? Is which person? Because I'm not aware of everybody in the show yet. I've just been watching. I haven't done any deep dives. Glover writes the show, right? Yep. The other Glover is wait, who's Childish Gambino? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me just check our time sync. Oh, let me look that up because I'm ignorant. Know the name, haven't paid attention. Oh, 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 I did not realize that. I did not realize that. Okay, okay. Wow. He is talented. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. I'll have to go listen to his music now. I haven't listened to the music at all. Well, that makes sense. So I'm sure he has a lot of influence in there being a lot of music in the show then. I have to do a little bit of a dive on it, just read some of the background, which I haven't done yet. The use of music in the show is amazing. I mean, the all the different music. I mean, that musicians are involved or people that are really sensitive to music. Even something like The Sopranos, believe it or not, music was really, really important to the show. There's certain shows where music is tremendously, tremendously important, and other shows it's just an afterthought, or it's just more traditional. But Atlanta, the use of music is very, very important in the show, and I always like that. For me, it makes the show much more interesting. But I'm sort of trying to take my time on season two because season three is not done yet. So I hate watching a show. I can't watch a show week by week. I need to binge the whole thing. Exactly. I hate being caught up. I hate being caught up. So I'm trying to decide if I really want to trade today, but I'm going to, because we'll see if our methods are working using, I mean, one contract, micro. We've had a lot of trades work nicely. So the goal is when we get a signal at 9 o'clock to try and wait out the first signal and let it get a follow through signal right after the first one. That's my goal. I mean, I don't think you can play the direction right now, even if you wanted to. If you were long gold, you've been stopped. If you were long gold, you were stopped. The one thing about Atlanta, I mean, crude, not gold. The one thing about Atlanta, I don't recognize any of the directors. I've been, I'm just trying to think, just watching oil. Oil's definitely wants to push back, it looks like. It wants to push. It's back well over 100 again. So new headset. See? It's like a full size headset. It sounds pretty good. It's actually a really crappy, cheap pair of Chinese headphones I bought 2 years ago, and they were just lying around. I decided to try them because I've been so unhappy with my headsets, but I don't like wearing full size headsets. They don't have something called, I forget what they call it on gaming headsets, side chain or something, where you can mix in your outside sound with your talking, so it doesn't sound like you're in a vacuum or in a tunnel. Gaming headsets have that feature where you can mix in sound, outside sound, with the fact that you're wearing headsets, over the ear headsets, so it sounds better. It doesn't block out all the talking sound. I like I like earbuds for when I'm listening to music or watching shows and stuff like that. But yes, headsets like when I'm doing music, full size headsets for mixing and playing music. And then one headset is best for the trade room, so I can hear when packages are coming and someone's trying to steal my scooter. If I'm watching the dogs, I can hear them when they want to go out. So single headsets are good. I have a million pairs of those, so I'll go back to them too. I just like to change it up. So I'm going to be a little bit extra careful because I haven't been trading this live. See, if I had gotten that signal, I probably would have taken it. So I'm trying not to analyze. Trying not to analyze. We're above the view up. Not that much. 19 ticks. 9 o'clock. So I think that was a reasonable signal to take. That's what I think, you know. Okay, so now I'm in the game here. I have a very big target. I don't know if I'm going to get 40 ticks. I'm going to trail my stop to break even, but definitely going to increase my target and trail now. But I don't want to get too close to the price. I try to give it a chance to breathe a little bit. You know, you hate to give it all up. Okay, so now we talked about trailing to the top of the candle. That's not a bad plan. It may get me stopped, right? But it's a plan of attack. It's a plan of attack. Trail to the top of the closed candle. I think that's not unreasonable. And now I can just wait and keep my target out there, not trail until this candle closes, unless it really goes far. Yeah, I mean, for Christmas sake, take a couple of, how could you not? I can't not take a couple of ticks. I'm just not capable of not taking a couple of ticks. It's now, it may get me stopped, and then I'm going to want to shoot myself, because it does make sense to have some sort of a plan. It helps. I think it helps. So now I'm going to try to trail to the top of that next candle if I get the opportunity. Otherwise, I'll just stay where I am. Okay. Or I'll try to sneak up, actually, if I get the opportunity, because I want to put my trail at the top of that closed candle. Right now, I don't have the opportunity because the price has changed direction. It's really due. It's kind of due for a pullback. Its price is overextended. The high is, it's becoming a magnet trade. It's not close enough, though. There's my trail, top of this candle now, right? Not unreasonable. Get my target up to the magnet. Now, that's far. I would not call this a magnet trade yet. It's too far away. It's too far away. That's what I have to figure out in the new software, what the proper distance is before I'll call something a magnet trade. Now, I have a potential trailing situation, but I'm not going to be able to get there, it looks like. Okay, that is an excellent, excellent, excellent oil open. Yeah, and right, the run did start before the open. That's correct. But that was a multi-$100 trade on full size oil. Why didn't we trade it on full size oil? Not because we're babies. This trade's not over. It's magnet trade time. I think it's magnet trade time. Gonna watch for a few minutes. Then we'll go over to the NQ. I don't want to complicate the magnet trades, Mark. I I want to make them a distance trade only. A distance trade only. because I think that's valid. I think distance is valid. I think it happens enough. I don't want to complicate it. I'm not saying your idea isn't good. I'm saying, you know me, I'm like, I hate analysis. I'm too stupid for analysis. That's the problem. Okay. I want to thank everybody on YouTube for coming to visit. If you hit the like button, sign up for our channel, and hit the notification bell, you will know the next time we're going to stream. So I want to thank everybody on YouTube. And, you know, every day I do this little offer. Why not join the trade room and come join our trade room, www.jointhetraderoom.com. It's $97 a month, $97 a month, and you can join our trade room. Now, let me look and see if we're supposed to end the streaming now or if we're going into the NQ open. Let me look what we promised. Let me go through our email real quick. I don't know why there's no streaming email, Chantal. There's no streaming email today. I didn't receive one. Okay, I want to thank everybody on YouTube. You know what? A whole bunch of more people got here. We'll keep YouTube open until through the NQ open. We'll keep YouTube open through the NQ open. Okay, I don't see us. I don't know why we didn't send. Maybe we didn't send the email because we didn't send it yet because we're streaming for the NQ. So let's keep it open. That makes sense. Okay, so keep it open, Chantal. We'll go till the NQ open. So a great, really good oil open trade. Very happy about that. $34 on micros is a nice winner. That's a nice winner. That's a trade that worked. Okay. So that was good. Let's move over to the NQ. MNQ is what we're going to trade. MNQ, because the risk of using the full-size MNQ could go to $2,000 if you trade two accounts. Louis, I'll go over the setup for you. Louis, you did get my email, right? With the setup, I hope I answered you yesterday. Let me know if you got it. I just want to make sure you got it. Not yelling at you. Just want to make sure you got it. So we have a slightly different setup for the MNQ and the NQ, just based on risk. On the NQ, the stop 150, between 150 and 200. Prefer to try to make it work with 150 because it's a lot less risk. It's $250 safer. So the setup is a squeeze play, okay? Louis, I'm going to help you right now. So here's how you do the setup. Let me record it so we have it very clear and simple. The NQ setup for the NQ MNQ open is a squeeze play. So that means your trade type is a squeeze play. So choose a squeeze play. I'm going to label it NQ open. MNQ open, actually, because I've already got one. And going from the very top. So we choose squeeze play as the type of trade. Ticks above the range is 1. Even though we don't use this, it's good to have it set as your defaults. Ticks below the range is 1. Graphic shown on chart is checked. And one-click look bars is set to 1. One-click bar look back, set it to 1. And then look, targets are up to you. I'm using a target of 30 on my first and 100 on my second. You could use 25. You could use 33. You could use 120, 88. Okay, it doesn't have to emulate my targets exactly. And it's silly to use my targets exactly. You're not me. My stop on the MNQ is 200. And then I'm using break-even trigger ticks and break-even profit ticks. This is an important feature in the software. Break-even trigger ticks, if I set it to 70, all it does is moves the stop to break even plus 70. Okay. If I put a value in break-even profit ticks of 20, say, or 30, say, if the market moves 70 ticks from the first number we put in, move my stop to break even plus 70, but now I'm going to change it. I'm going to move my stop to break even if it moves 70 ticks. If I put a 30 in break even profit ticks, it moves my stop to break even plus 30. Stop, break even plus 30. Okay, that's what I'm using today. So I have a target of 30 and a target of 100. If the market moves 70 ticks, my first target is gone. It's profitable. But I don't move my stop until the market moves another 40 ticks in my favor. And it will sometimes depend on that volatility that day, what's going on, direction of the trade. Because the NQ, even though we're not supposed to analyze, I do analyze somewhat. And then, so you put your stop in, label your trade. And then if you want to save the template, save that as a template, go to template so that it'll be here tomorrow. You don't have to type in your trade again. Go to template, save, and then just type the name of the template you want it to be. MNQ open, large stop, okay? I already have a template, so I'm not saving it. And the same thing follows suit for the rules. You could enter using the long range or the short range. That means you're going to wait for the market to come to you. Or you could enter immediately with a short and long trade based on the tick strike signals. We like using tick strike on the opens. I don't believe it's as necessary on the NQ as it is on oil or gas. I could trade the NQ open without tick strike and do, I believe, just as well as someone that's using tick strike. And I'm not bragging. It's just because I really believe that you can analyze the NQ open. You can use tick strike also. We discovered that what we say, Mark, it almost doesn't matter what direction you choose on the NQ open because our stops are so big it works. You can find a winning trade in both directions usually because the swings are so big. Well, so this morning, okay, big shot. This morning, I'm going to use tick strike today to teach people, but I'll do it. I'm not afraid to do it. So here's what I think this morning. We have a gap fill magnet trade getting ready to take place. NQ got real bullish. Not real bullish, but it started getting bullish at 8:15. I mean, the NQ direction, it's above the VWAP. So even though it's down, direction is not that bearish to me. It's bullish. NQ is bullish to me. I'm ready to go in now for a test of the high. It's a little bit far. It's getting there. Like, what percentage? I've got to figure out what percentage, what to base the distance on. Do you follow me? Should the distance just be current price? I think that's the distance I want to use. Current price. So if current price is 0 and the high of the day is 100 or the low of the day is 100, then if distance is greater than 70%, magnet trade turns on automatically. I kind of like that. So we could make it so, here's what I'm going to do. I just decided I'm doing it. Let me find my pen. If the distance, so current price equals 0, high of day equals 100. If distance equals X, this will be the software. If distance equals X, turn on the magnet trade. Now, so what does it mean to turn on a trade? It means that when you turn on a bracket trade, you have targets, stops, right? That's something that I don't know how I'm going to be able to figure that out, what the targets and stops should be. Although, actually, no, it's really simple now that I'm thinking about it. Let's check our time sync. Anybody want to chime in? I'm interested in your ideas. If you like my idea, hate my idea, chime in. We need more participation. There's like 2 people that participate in the room. Everybody else is like, it's like everyone's comatose. Give me some ideas. Let's get some ideas going. So in other words, if the current price of MNQ is 0, right, is considered 0, and then this price is considered 100, if the price action gets to 80, the magnet trade is going to turn on automatically if you have it enabled. If you have it enabled. Then, once we create this setup called magnet trade, we can do some real serious back testing of the setup too. Chantal, I have to talk to you about something unbelievable today that you're not going to believe. You're absolutely not going to believe. So my gut feeling is we're going to get a gap fill on the NQ, which will give us a test of the high, and then the market will reverse. That's what I think is going to happen today. That's what I think. There's just no reason for the market to go up today. The Russians are shelling more. I think they have to create a no-fly zone over the Ukraine. Just shoot down the Russian planes and start bombing their ships. Got to take it to the next level. They shouldn't be allowed to do this. That's what I think. I mean, 30 seconds over Tokyo, you go back to World War II, is an unbelievable mission. 30 seconds over the Kremlin. Imagine, if you will, if someone bombed the Kremlin. Personally, I would find it unbelievably difficult to bomb a building so historically beautiful. I mean, the history and it's just amazing, amazingly beautiful. I don't think that's happening. I think, though, that try to take out the ships that are shooting all those missiles. I think they're reasonable targets in a war. And no fly zone, no planes allowed to bomb. Shoot them down. It's horrible. The whole thing is horrible. All right. Our sheet says you're going to do the NQ Open. Yes, that's next. Gator, it's at 9:30. So we're just waiting now to take it. So if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a couple of likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Sign up for the channel, and you'll know the next time we're streaming. So look, this is a little bit far away for the magnet, so I'm not 100% expecting it yet. We checked our time sync. So it's kind of funny. You could see what I was looking for over the weekend, right? If I put my personal webpage, I'm looking for a mixer. That's obvious. I'm looking for a mixer. You look at the top line of my browser, it saves all the items I was looking to buy. So I'm looking for this mixer. The Tascam is an amazing mixer. That's what I want. So I have a really crappy mixer that I hate. It's not crappy, I just hate it. I have this one. I hate it. I have an older version of it that records audio. It's actually very cool. The new ones don't do it. The old one does. It's called an audio mixer. So in other words, my mixer is a multi-track sound card as well as an audio mixer. So I can record direct. I could sing I can sing, and then it'll record anything that I play as, editable audio wave files. It's very nice, but it's an old mixer and it just doesn't work that great with Windows 10. So I want a newer one. And today is income tax day for old-fashioned people. If you haven't done your income taxes, they're due today. It has to be postmarked. I'm old-fashioned. I do my taxes by myself, and I do them the day before they're due every year. The day before they're due. and I mail them in. I don't e-file. I mail them in. Okay, so now orders start to roll in at 9:25 usually. We're very far from the, well, we're not all that far from the low. Nowhere near a magnet though. So we'll see. We are above the VWAP. On a day where you're not certain what to do, you can just take the first strong tick strike signal after 9:30. And you could say to yourself, well, I'll take the first signal 11 and above, or I'll take multiple nines. You know, those decisions are up to you. I think it's a little bit tricky this morning because I think there is a possibility of a test of that high. It was stronger before the market started selling off at 9:25. But we know the direction could change on a dime, especially on the open. Could just be a little bit of choppy this morning. It's been up and down, but it hasn't been, I don't think it's been above zero for a while, since maybe I didn't look back to midnight. We are above the VWAP. Chantal, are you long only today? No time to trade? God almighty. I don't even want to know what that's about. Why? Why no time to trade? What are you doing? You're here. I'm not getting in early today under any circumstances. With the NQ, it's not something we've ever done. I wonder if you can wait for the strongest signal. In other words, well, no, I think that we have done that sometimes. You might get like a 7 or an 8 short and a 10 or 11 long. So you might be more interested in taking that long signal. Today, I think, is tricky. I'm not feeling that strongly about my entry. So let's see what our signals bring. Just watching. That's not a strong enough signal to take. It's a 7, but I'm interested long because of a gap fill. So I'm a little worried I jumped the gun. Okay, it hit my first target. There's my gap fill. My stop already is plus 30. I couldn't do it. I tried to move my darn stop. Tried to move my darn target, I mean, higher. So we got our target. Did it pull back? Yeah, it looked like it pulled back a little bit. In other words, it went above and then it pulled back right there. This trade's not over. So it did a really fast gap fill, really fast gap fill. I really believe that the gap fill is just as strong of reason to trade as the tick strike signal. When they work together, it's a gift. Today it worked together. I was confused in my thinking, but then it just got closer to the high of the day. That made the decision really simple. The tick strike signals were great signals. That was a textbook open. A textbook open. Hey, look, we made over $100 trading micros today. That's $1,000 on full size. That's $1,000 on full size. So I'm bugging my bosses to up our account. If they up our account to 30,000, I'll trade full size NQ, unless we have a lot of losses. If we get a lot of losses, then I'd have to go back to MNQ. But we could increase our size on MNQ as we get better, as things go. But today it was easy money on, it would have been easy money on gold. I would have taken a magnet trade. It was, I think, about 7:50 in the morning. It was a clear, easy magnet. If you go back and look at the gold chart, I think enough of you are beginning to recognize the magnets on your own. And they don't always work. Look, what did we say? Oil. Mark, I wanted to ask a question. No, never mind. I know the answer. I wanted to show you oil and just show you that magnets don't always work. Just because there are no holy grails, there are just setups that work more often than not. See, right here, I would have been interested in a magnet. Maybe it was a little far. Let's say 105.80, 37 ticks. See, no, I don't think that was too far, to be honest. I think there was a possible magnet there. Now, maybe tick strike signals would have kept us safe on oil this morning. Today, obviously, it's strong to the upside. Look at that move. What's going on? I don't see anything in the news to justify this. Nothing. I see bad news. The World Bank cut 2022 global GDP growth. That's not good news. Interest rate rises alone will worsen increasing inequality. Inflation is a worry. And that's true, Mark. Everyone looking at bad news is shorting this market. I think the one thing we've learned in here with these opens is you must be open to any direction, regardless of what's going on in the world. You must be open to any direction. If I can, give everyone one lesson to take away from these opens, that's a good lesson. And anytime you can make over $100 on micros, one contract, I'm not even talking multiple contracts, that's a really good morning. That's a good morning. And it was like stress free. It was easy this morning. Wasn't real worried with any of it. And today is the 18th. Take a picture. Who traded with me? I know Mark did. Chantal's crying in a corner. Uh, did anybody trade with me live? Anybody trade with me live? Lewis, you traded the NQ live? MNQ or NQ? How big a stop did you? Must have a big fat account. You must have a big account because that's a lot of risk. 1,150 tick stop. Today was fast. That was fast. That was fast. Below this red wick right here, Mark. That's the candle, the second to last candle above the. Yeah, okay. That's an interesting place. That's a good place for the stop. I like that. It might go test the PP. You might have a magnet PP trade. Not as strong as a higher base rate. Lou, I'm glad you're feeling better. Came back from COVID and now you're fearless. Um, I'm glad you're feeling better. Very good. Good for you. I can't believe I haven't gotten COVID, or at least I don't know if I've gotten it. Have not ever tested for, oh, I never did any tests. But I mean, I've had a few instances where I felt sick. But I think everybody that gets COVID says they know they had COVID. It's different than anything they've ever had before. That's one thing that seems to be similar amongst a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people. But, there was an interesting story on the news today. I know, half the people watch the news and they respond to it like a normal human being. And then the other half of the population can't deal with reality and is living in some sort of a fantasy, uh, some sort of a bizarre universe. But when the scientists say that turning COVID, the way that we treat COVID, let's put it this way: if you had high blood pressure or hardening of the arteries, the doctor would never tell you, okay, well, look, you just check it all out on the internet on your own and figure out what your treatment should be. So for the government to say, okay, you want to wear a mask, it's up to you. Okay, you want to get a booster, it's up to you. I mean, it's all turned into insanity because of political pressure, because the crazy people are putting on so much political pressure. And I'm not a crazy, like everybody's got to get boosters. And, I mean, there's a big portion of doing being able to make your own choices. But the scientists and the doctors are the ones who should be telling us what the best choices are. That's how I feel about it. I'm not saying that I totally agree that that it's very difficult to tell someone you're going to lose your job if you don't do something. On the other hand, if you don't get the mumps vaccine, your kid doesn't go to school. So it's not as simple. In some ways, it can be just as simple as it always has been. Anyway, that's my little rant for the morning. I'm not sure. I hate laws that punish people, but sometimes people are so stupid that there's no other solution. Look at the market selling off. Selling off. See, right now, COVID is mild. It's not doing any damage. What if it comes back really, really bad? next year. Then what? And everybody you know starts dying. Then what? And I mean, God forbid, I hope that never happens. But we don't know if it could or could not happen. I mean, we know it's not coming back with mumps. You know, we know mumps ain't going to do that. Yeah, you got stopped on that now. That was a good trade. That was a good trade. So the MNQ, interesting to trade, seems to respond well, fills well, seems to be a good index to trade. So my gut feeling was to take the day off this morning because of the world holiday. And, you know, I thought to myself, you know, I'm so sick of making these dumb decisions. Mondays are very often a lot of pent up orders. It's a good day to trade, holiday or no holiday. So one thing I loved about when I was a member of DTI, Mark, I don't know if you remember, but they traded holidays all the time. They never let the fact that there was a holiday stop them from trading. And they always traded half holidays. You know, in other words, if there was you know, President's Day and the markets closed half a day, they'd be trading that morning. And they would have, you know, maybe different setups for holiday trading, but they didn't let the holidays stop them from trading. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. The holidays still are tradable. Sometimes you have to modify your setups. I hated their opening trading though, Mark. I don't know if you remember it. I did not follow the person that did their opening trades. I couldn't stand the way he traded. I thought he was not a very good trader. And I couldn't. And when he was out for months, and Jeff, the guy there who was like one of their key guys for finding setups and stuff, when he did the opens and when he did like the FOMC statement trading, oh, he was so good. He was such a good trader. But I could not stand the way their regular openings. Couldn't take it. There was no system. It was completely random, and it was poorly implemented and executed. And that's why I left. The selling was unbearable. The selling, which reminds me, I got to sell to YouTube. I'm sorry. Let me sell YouTube, our trade room. Thanks everybody on YouTube. We're done now. Come join our trade room. You saw us make money on micros this morning. Convert it over to your full size and you can have a nice profit, really big if you want to. www.jointhetraderoom.com on YouTube. No reason not to join us and not be delayed. Come into the trade room. You can make that $97 a month on the opens with us. All right, YouTube. Chantal, as soon as the YouTube, the WW join disappears. So thanks everybody on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. Hit the like button, sign up, notifications. We'll see you tomorrow. Yes.